What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, and let me begin with a bit of history. I'm in the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, one of the many police cars in the game. This thing was added in the Crew 2 during the Hunt update, which was strange for a few reasons. One of which was because it was a road police car in the off-road police cars update, so already felt out of place. But the more stranger thing was that this car was in the game before it was in the game. What do I mean? Alexi, thank you so much for the $5 to Movember. Yes, I do these live. I do record these videos live and whatnot. So yes, you can sub with notifications not to catch the live streams, but we're also raising money for Movember. So how was this car in the game before it was in the game? How does that make any sense? Did the crew leak this car on purpose? Well, I'd assume so, but to show you how, I'm gonna have to go back in time a little bit. All the way back to 2020, December 2nd, Volt Interceptor Academy, unlocking the 4GT, the Crew Live Summit. You can see, because my camera is rectangular. I'm in a different room, my hair is long, everything looks terrible. In this video, while doing this event, this video was during the Chase update. So before the Hunt had come out, we'd gotten every single other one of these police cars you can see here, but we hadn't gotten that thing right there. Now, I secretly knew of that thing because, of course, I know of updates before they drop, but what I didn't know is why it was in the game already when it shouldn't have been. Excuse me? Is that the new Mitsubishi, but just here? It was the new Mitsubishi, but just here. And I wasn't able to find a reason because it still wasn't in the game. But clearly, whoever designs the events didn't know the plot. They didn't know that the Mitsubishi was supposed to be added next time. They just saw that it was in the files and clicked add the security vehicles to an event. Thus, these vehicles all got in the event without actually supposed to being in the event for the Mitsubishi. But this didn't just happen once. You see, the other time it happened with a vehicle that still isn't in the game, but has technically been in the game. And that's this thing, technically. Because this is the street version of the KTM Duke, the motorcycle made by the Austrian manufacturer, but we only have one version of the Duke in the game, the street version. What we don't have is any racing version of the Duke. That's not always been the case. See, because in this video right here, I talk about a second vehicle that they leaked on purpose. And this time around, it's still a while ago. This one was 1 year ago. February 25th of 2022. And this time around, my hair's a bit less long. I've got a bit more facial hair. I'm in this current room, but it's a lot worse. But in this video, I show you that the KTM Duke is still in the game when it shouldn't be. It's in this touring bike event, which it shouldn't be because it doesn't exist in the game. They don't have the license available to buy. But they still use the car because clearly the guy who makes the events just sets it blindly and the game still considers this car as part of the game. Well, what if I told you the same thing that happened to those two vehicles has happened in the Crew Motorfest, and you might already know about it. See, this week, I thought we were gonna get the Ferrari SF90 and the Ferrari 308, but I was wrong. Now, this was my fault. I hadn't checked this once or twice that they mentioned the specific date, and just assumed that obviously it'll be added first week. It's not. It's being added second week. But the car's already in the game. The SF90 is in one of the first events you can do in the game. See, because if I go into the playlist variation, the bone stock, not changing anything about this event, if I go into the official version of this event, you can see right there on the left, it's already in the game in this event in the exact same way they leaked those other vehicles in an event just under a restriction for some reason. This vehicle shouldn't be in the game already. The McLaren Elva was also in the beta when it wasn't actually buyable in the beta. But this thing right here isn't buyable at all. This thing hasn't been buyable for the first 2 months of Motorfest yet has been in the game since the very start. I can't catch up to it. There we go. Now we've caught up to the vehicle. You can see that is not a single Ferrari already in the game. It's only the Ferrari SF90. The one coming we've seen it in all the images. We've seen it in the promo material. That's the thing that shouldn't be in the game yet, but is already in the game. Bright blue to match the Hawaii Scenic Tour mood. In fact, we can get cool racing shots of it. Oh, we can't. No, I'm bad. So yes, if you were confused about when the SF90 is dropping, it's supposed to be this coming Wednesday rather than the Wednesday that just went. But I don't know. It just reeks so much of terrible, terrible planning. Like, the different teams in the game just must not really talk to each other, or enough people that are supposed to look over something don't, because we get stuff like this. A car that really shouldn't be here yet, here already. A car that shouldn't even be in the game already, in the case of the KTM Duke. Of course, we're gonna get this car very, very soon, so it's not terrible. I definitely could have talked about this thing way back when. Maybe it's intentional? Maybe, right? I mean, what, SidWaj will make a video on it. If any of them were going to be intentional, I would assume it's this one. The KTM, I feel like that was probably an issue, because they haven't released that car, which makes me think that would be a licensing issue. Mitsubishi just feels like they clicked security vehicles, and that's what it did. This one here does feel like, yeah, car that's not in the game, let them be able to see it, speculate, talk about it, and then it finally drops. But is Ivory Tower smart enough to be doing such a thing? I'll leave that up to the reader's interpretation. For now, I'm having a very, very good drive along with the SF90. No driving it. Now, he's not got any customization on it, which is annoying. All the cars in this event are stock. It would have been nice if it was accidentally in a customized vehicles race. Then we could actually see whether it has customization, because currently the fear is this thing doesn't end up having any customization, and that's a worry, because I could see it having customization, but Ferrari doesn't have customization. I don't expect the 308 to even have customization, let alone this thing. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe Ferrari has turned over a new leaf, but I wouldn't bet anything on it. I think it's going to be bone stock, no matter what. All you can do is change the color and add some pre-selected vanities. Also, I love how it's clearly got a European plate holder, but then an American plate on it, which just doesn't fit. You can see right there. Whoa, close-up SF90. That's as close-up of a shot as you're gonna get at the SF90. So there you go. The story of the cars that were in the game before they were in the game. Thank you to popular members, a special thanks to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members, to Animal the Manimal, Extreme Speed, and Grim Pepper, and an insane, top of the top thank you to Icon members, Extreme Speed, again, and HK. If you can, do give to the fundraiser attached to this video, but if you can't, just reach out to someone around you. Let them know you're there for them, and if you're going through anything, be sure to reach out to someone. Anyone, no matter what it is. In a bit.